welcoming Major Charles M. Seaberry to the podium. Major Seaberry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, allow me to say thank you for allowing me to celebrate Veterans Day this morning with you. It's an honor to be a guest speaker at this event. I am most honored, though, to be amongst America's true heroes here with us today. They didn't hit a home run at the World Series, catch a winning pass at the last seconds of the Super Bowl, keep an audience entertained with their acting skills, or even gain enough votes on American Idol. Instead, these heroes put on a uniform of the United States Armed Forces to put their lives on the line to defeat an adversary whose number one mission was to harm you, your family, and our great nation. They traveled to far-off lands to bring democracy to millions of people who they never even met. Today, Veterans Day, we thank all veterans who sacrifice their selfless service to our nation is in keeping with the finest tradition set by the greatest patriots of the American Revolution. I'm talking about the patriots like James Ernest Nowicki, who was born right here in Central Portland, in Winter Park, and enlisted in the Army in 1964. He went on to become an Army aviator in April 1969, and just a few months later, he was flying combat missions in Vietnam. 6 months later, in November, Chief Warrant Officer Nowicki's helicopter was shot down by enemy fire, and he endured the harsh realities of being a prisoner of war for the next 1,242 days, being released on March 27, 1973. Besides being awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, the second highest award given to the United States Army, he also received a Bronze Star for his brave actions while being held a prisoner. Allow me to take a moment to read his citation. For his ceaseless efforts to conduct himself in accord with the code of conduct and policies of the prisoner organization in difficult conditions of a communist prison clearly demonstrates his loyalty, love, and professionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone would have understood if this homegrown hero and veteran would have decided to hang up his uniform after being held captive for more than 3 years. However, typical of our brave men and women who serve our country, he continued to serve for 18 additional years, retiring October 1st, 1991. That, ladies and gentlemen, is just one example that is displayed by millions of veterans that we honor here today. There are approximately 21 million veterans living in our great country today. That's roughly 6% of the population, comprised of 325 million citizens. In our four-county area of Orange, Osceola, Lake, and Seminole, we have 151,000 veterans. Of that population, 16,300 of them live right here in Osceola County. Today, we also have new patriots joining our ranks. It's worth remembering that they all volunteer, and they serve in more than 150 countries worldwide, from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. They're all different shapes and sizes, different ages and races, and they come from all parts of the United States. You cannot help, when you work with these fine Americans as I do, but come away feeling that it's really a special thing that this country has. When today's service members arrive at a recruiting doorstep, they have never walked in step with another person in their entire life. And suddenly, they get this training, and in a matter of weeks, they become part of a unit, a cohesive cohesive team. They are suddenly ready to lay down their lives for a buddy, a person just months ago they never even knew. You can be very proud of what your men and women in uniform are doing today. They are heart and soul of this country, as we were patriots before them. We would be remiss if we didn't honor the families of all these brave men and women who serve our country. You know, less than 1% of all Americans serve in the military today. However, every single family member of those service members are at one point or another impacted. While they are bursting with pride on the outside, which can be displayed often on the bumper cars of most of the stickers that display proud parent of their Marine, proud Army wife. But inside, they carry a heavy heart weighted with the fear of the unknown. So to you, mothers, fathers, wives, husbands, children, loved ones who travel the world patiently waiting, and in many times fearful, we want to thank you for your loving support to your hero. We are also here to honor those heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice in serving their country. Our fallen patriots who are no longer with us. But as General George Patton once said, we should not spend a lot of time mourning those who died for their country, but rather, we should all thank God such a person lived. Veterans have given us freedom, security, and the greatest nation on earth, for which is impossible to put a price on. So for all the veterans here today, thank you. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice. I personally share that pride you feel in being able to count yourselves amongst that 1%, part of the greatest military in the world. For all those that are not in the military, I also want to thank you. Thank you for sharing this special day with us and showing your support to the heroes past and the present. Ladies and gentlemen, we must remember them. We must appreciate them. Again, God bless you for being here. God bless our veterans. And God bless America. Thank you.
Today's Veterans Day message